In the entertainment world, appearance is sometimes more than just beauty. It's also about pressure expectations and the very personal choices of each individual. Today, we'll look back at the plastic surgery stories of famous stars, not to judge, but to better understand the price of fame, confidence, and the anxieties behind the scenes. If you find this topic thought-provoking, please like the video to support it, subscribe to the channel to not miss the next stories, and leave a comment letting us know which story surprised you the most. Kathy Wakil is known through American reality television for her warm, feminine image and her connection to family life. Unlike many celebrities who try to hide every change in their appearance, Kathy has chosen to be more open about her journey of refreshing her look as she has grown older. For her cosmetic procedures are not necessarily about chasing youth, but about reflecting on herself after many years of living, working, raising a family, and experiencing the natural changes that come with time. At the age of 60, Kathy Wakil publicly shared that she underwent several facial rejuvenation procedures, including a lower face and neck lift, brow lift, and lower eyelid enhancement. The goal of these procedures was not to turn her into a different person, but to make her features appear more defined, refreshed, and balanced. What stands out is that Kathy spoke about her decision with a calm attitude, neither avoiding the topic nor turning it into something controversial. She viewed it as a personal choice, carefully considered to suit her own needs. Kathy Wakil's story is much gentler than other high-profile cosmetic surgery cases. She doesn't try to deny her age, but chooses to enter this new phase with greater confidence. This shows that beauty treatments aren't always about escaping oneself. Sometimes it's simply a way for someone to take care of themselves after years of focusing on family. In your opinion, is beauty in middle age a matter of confidence or pressure? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Courtney Stodden entered the public eye at a young age during a period when her appearance was heavily scrutinized by the media. At 18, Courtney decided to undergo breast augmentation with a larger size, hoping the change would help her feel more confident and align with the image that was receiving attention. At first, she felt satisfied, but years later she realized that the choice was connected to a time when she did not truly understand her own desires. The surgery, therefore, became a milestone in her journey of growing up. After her first breast augmentation, Courtney publicly acknowledged her cosmetic procedure, rather than keeping the decision private. She believed that public figures should be honest about the procedures they undergo, because denying them could lead audiences to believe that all changes happen naturally. However, that openness also caused her body to become a subject for strangers to comment on and judge. From a personal choice, Courtney had to face pressure as the boundaries of her privacy continued to shrink. As she grew older, Courtney wanted a body that felt lighter and more suitable for her current lifestyle. She decided to undergo breast reduction surgery and replace the large implants with a more modest size. After the recovery process, Courtney shared that she felt more comfortable, peaceful, and in control of her body. Although some people disagreed with her new appearance, she continued to prioritize her own feelings over external expectations. Her journey shows that aesthetic preferences and desires can change over time. Sarah Jessica Parker has lived for many years under the spotlight of Hollywood, where women's appearances are often analyzed through every photo. At one stage, she was included in debates about the possibility of breast augmentation or body modification, although it was not confirmed. Sarah said she did not undergo cosmetic surgery, so the changes the public notices may come from her age, outfit, weight, or the way she portrays her role. Her story shows that rumors can easily replace the truth. Although she has not had cosmetic surgery, Sarah admitted that she sometimes thinks about facial rejuvenation methods. She once jokingly said that perhaps she had missed the right time to get a facelift. However, Sarah does not judge those who choose cosmetic procedures and believes that everyone has the right to decide what makes them feel more confident. This gentle perspective shows that women can acknowledge signs of aging without viewing them as something shameful. Sarah Jessica Parker's image is associated with fashion creativity and roles rich in personality. However, discussions about her age overshadowed her artistic achievements. Sarah once admitted that she doesn't always like looking at her image, but still chooses to appear naturally in public. That story reminds that not every artist rumored to have surgery actually intervenes. When there is no confirmation, the character's words should be respected more than speculation. Yolanda Hadid was a model before becoming a reality TV star. In an environment that valued youthful looks, she underwent breast augmentation, Botox, and fillers to maintain her image. Years later, Yolanda admits that those decisions stemmed in part from the pressure to conform to societal norms of an attractive woman. As a young woman, she believed that changing her appearance would boost her confidence. Only after her experiences did she begin to see beauty in a different light. Yolanda's journey changed when one of her breast implants ruptured after a water skiing accident. According to her, the silicone leaked and migrated to various areas, making removal complicated. In 2015, Yolanda underwent a lengthy surgery to remove the implant, along with the silicone found in her body. The process was documented on television, showing viewers that implant removal isn't always simple and can require careful medical monitoring. After having her breast implants removed, Yolanda stopped using Botox fillers and hair extensions, viewing it as a journey to eliminate things she once thought she needed to meet external expectations. She doesn't deny her past, but sees those choices as lessons that help her prioritize health, naturalness, and inner peace. Yolanda's story emphasizes that beauty requires knowledge, the right doctor, and long-term follow-up. What do you think is more important, perfect looks or health? Comment, like, share, and subscribe to support us. Golnesa Garachedagi, commonly known as Gigi, became famous through the show Shahs of Sunset, with her strong and outspoken personality. She also did not hide the cosmetic changes she had made to her body. Gigi openly discussed undergoing breast augmentation and receiving injections to enhance the shape of her buttocks, believing that transparency helps audiences better understand the image of public figures. For her, beauty treatments are a personal choice, but what bothered her most was when people changed their appearance and then denied it. Later, Gigi looked for methods to achieve a more balanced figure. She chose to enhance her buttocks by taking fat from her abdominal area and transferring it to the desired location. This decision reflected her control over her personal image rather than allowing public opinions to determine it. However, Gigi also understood that every procedure requires a qualified doctor, a recovery process, and realistic expectations. A beautiful result is not only about external changes, but also about long-term safety. After many years on television, Gigi views cosmetic procedures as part of her personal growth journey. She does not see surgery as something to be ashamed of, but she also does not believe it is a required path to confidence. Her straightforward attitude makes her story different from the unsupported rumors often surrounding celebrities. For Gigi, the most important things are understanding the reasons behind wanting change, choosing a trustworthy professional, and not sacrificing health just to follow temporary trends. K. Michelle became famous through love and hip-hop and music, but behind her confidence was a choice that caused her long-term consequences. When she wanted more prominent curves, she turned to silicone injections that were not performed by a licensed medical professional. At first, the results satisfied her and made her feel closer to the ideal image she wanted. However, over time, the injected material began causing pain, affecting her health, and turning a cosmetic decision into a complicated medical journey. When complications appeared, K. Michelle had to undergo multiple surgeries to remove the silicone and repair the affected tissue. She described the process as frightening, painful, and much longer than she had imagined. At times, she had to put her career on hold to focus on recovery, while her body continued to deal with difficult consequences. Sharing her experience was not about seeking sympathy, but about warning others about unsafe procedures and those performed without proper medical oversight. After treatment, K. Michelle transformed her experience into a powerful reminder of the value of health. She admitted to wanting to change her body despite already having natural curves, simply because she felt the need to stand out. Looking back, she sees it as a regrettable choice and hopes others will think carefully before doing the same. K. Michelle's courage lies in not hiding the consequences while continuing to sing and build her life. Do you think beauty is worth sacrificing safety for? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Wayne Newton was once a dazzling icon of Las Vegas, with his dark hair, bright smile, and unmistakable performance style. As time passed, his appearance changed noticeably, leading the public to repeatedly speculate about possible cosmetic procedures. Although he has not spoken extensively about those changes, Wayne's image has become a familiar example of the pressure to maintain one's appearance in the entertainment industry. What makes Wayne Newton's story worth reflecting on is not how he changed, but why an artist is placed under such intense scrutiny. When you have been the face of a stage remembered by audiences for your elegance and energy, aging can sometimes stop being a private matter. Every wrinkle and every change in appearance can easily become a topic of discussion. Wayne Newton's story should therefore be viewed with more understanding than judgment. Although his appearance has sparked many debates, what remains in the long term is his voice, his dedication, and his love for performing that has lasted for decades. After everything, an artist should not be remembered only by a face that has changed, but by the emotions they have brought to millions of audiences. Kenny Rogers once had a very warm appearance, gentle eyes, a soft smile, and a familiar presence, like a storyteller emerging from music. Because of that, when he appeared with a different look after undergoing an eye procedure, audiences immediately noticed the change. Kenny admitted that he was not truly satisfied with the result, as it made his eyes lose the familiar feeling they had carried before. What makes Kenny Rogers' story touching is his honesty. For a singer, the eyes are not only a part of appearance, but also a place where audiences see the emotions behind every song. When he himself felt that the change had taken away some of his natural warmth, it was not just regret about his appearance, but also the sadness of an artist, realizing he had lost part of the image people had grown familiar with. Although he regretted his cosmetic decision, Kenny Rogers did not allow it to overshadow his entire artistic life. He remained a warm, deep-voiced singer, the man behind timeless songs, and a beloved icon across generations. His story reminds audiences that the desire to hold on to youth is deeply human, but an artist's true value always lies in the legacy they leave behind. Katie Price is one of the most recognizable media figures in the UK, someone who has almost grown up under the spotlight of cameras and constant public attention. From a glamour model to a reality television star and entrepreneur, she has transformed her own image into a powerful personal brand. Cosmetic surgery has also become a public part of that journey, as Katie has repeatedly changed her appearance through breast augmentation, facial procedures, and other beauty treatments. What makes Katie Price's story unique is that she has not often hidden her beauty choices. She speaks about cosmetic surgery as a person's right to make decisions about their own body, but behind that openness is still significant pressure. When a woman's career is built around her image, every small change can become a subject of public discussion. For Katie, beauty treatments are not only a personal preference, but sometimes also a way to maintain a sense of control in the face of intense public scrutiny. Katie Price's story should not be viewed only through controversy or judgment. It reflects a familiar reality of celebrity culture. When appearance becomes part of a career, both changing and choosing to stop can be difficult. Although her appearance has sparked many discussions, Katie continues to show the resilience of a woman who has experienced many challenges but keeps moving forward. Her journey reminds us that behind every attention-grabbing image is a person with emotions. Henry Rodriguez is widely known by the nickname Red Skull because of his highly distinctive physical transformation journey. Unlike people who turn to cosmetic procedures to maintain a youthful appearance or pursue traditional beauty standards, Henry chose a much more daring path. He transformed his body into a living work of art through extensive tattooing, subdermal implants, and facial modifications. This choice has made him a prominent figure in the world of body modification. What is particularly notable about Henry Rodriguez is that his story does not follow the conventional idea of beauty. For Henry, appearance is not only about how others perceive him, but also a way to express his identity, personality, and personal passion. However, extreme modifications always come with potential risks involving health, mental well-being, and social reactions. When someone chooses to appear with such a distinctive look, they also have to face curiosity, skepticism, and sometimes harsh judgment from others. Henry Rodriguez's story should be told with respect, not ridicule. Not everyone understands or agrees with his choices, but differences shouldn't be turned into a joke. Henry's journey reminds us that the body can be a place to express individuality, but any drastic changes need careful consideration. Where do you think the freedom to change one's appearance should stop safely? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Nina Simone was one of the most profound and influential voices of the 20th century, an artist who carried pain, dignity, and the spirit of resistance through her music. For Nina, the story of her appearance was not a notable or widely publicized journey of cosmetic surgery. She is remembered more for her voice, musical intelligence, and powerful artistic identity. Therefore, when placing Nina Simone in this context, it is important to avoid turning her into a subject of unfounded speculation. What stands out about Nina Simone is that she lived in an industry where appearance, skin color, and beauty standards created heavy pressure for women of color. She was not shaped into a perfect pop image, but rather recognized as an artist with depth, anger, vulnerability, and her own voice. Instead of chasing the beauty standards imposed by society, Nina allowed her music to become the truest expression of herself, stronger than any makeup or stage image. Nina Simone's story reminds audiences that not every legend needs to be told through appearance. What remains of her is not changes to her face, but the sound of a soul that refused to be silenced. If there was a greatest transformation in Nina's life, it was not cosmetic surgery, but the way she turned pain into art, turned suffering into song, and transformed herself into an icon that transcended all standards of beauty. Mary-Kate Olsen grew up in front of American audiences, transforming from an adorable child star in Full House into a fashion icon with her own distinctive style. Because she became famous at such a young age, every change in her face and figure was easily compared and discussed by the public. Over the years, Mary-Kate has faced rumors about cosmetic surgery, but she has not publicly confirmed any specific procedures. Therefore, her story should be told with caution and respect. What makes Mary-Kate Olsen's journey worth reflecting on is the cost of growing up under such intense media scrutiny. When a young girl has been a childhood image for millions of people, the public sometimes does not allow her the freedom to change naturally. Every photograph, every appearance, and every difference in her features can become a topic of discussion. However, those changes can also simply come from age, lifestyle, makeup, lighting, and the pressure of living a life that became public too early. Mary-Kate Olsen's story should not be reduced to speculation about her appearance. What is more memorable is the way she stepped away from acting fame to build a serious and private fashion career. From a child star watched by the entire world, she became a woman who chose privacy and control over her own image. Sometimes the greatest transformation is not found on a person's face, but in the way someone learns to reclaim their life from the public gaze. Karen Marshall is one of the figures associated with the golden age of classic Hollywood, having worked as an actress-dancer and stand-in for Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. For an artist of that generation, appearance was always an important part of a career, but Karen's story is not notable for publicly discussed cosmetic surgeries. She is remembered more for her elegance, professionalism, and ability to endure through many eras of American cinema. What makes Karen Marshall special is that she represents a different kind of star, not one who sought constant attention or followed the media spotlight, but one who left a mark through talent and presence. As she aged, her appearance changed like anyone else's, but that did not diminish her natural charm. In an industry that often celebrates youth, her story reminds us that beauty can also be found in grace, memories, and the qualities of an artist. Karen Marshall does not need to be defined through speculation about cosmetic procedures or shocking transformations. Her journey is better represented by a gentle message some people pass through Hollywood not through scandals, but through perseverance and elegance. If audiences still remember her, it is because she was once a part of film history, a woman who witnessed decades of change while maintaining her own unique grace. Amber Rose is one of the prominent figures in modern popular culture, known for her bold appearance, signature shaved head, and style that embraces individuality. She has openly shared some decisions regarding her body, including breast reduction surgery for comfort and health reasons. For Amber, the story of cosmetic procedures is not only about beauty, but also about the feeling of being able to live more comfortably in her own body. What makes Amber Rose's story notable is that she has always shown control over how she defines herself. She does not try to follow the gentle or conventional image that society often places on women. When choosing to change her body, Amber described it as a personal decision, not something requiring public approval. However, she has also faced countless comments because famous women are often judged harshly whether they choose to change or remain the same. Amber Rose's story carries a clear message. Cosmetic surgery is not always a journey toward perfection. Sometimes it is a way for someone to regain comfort, confidence, and control over their own body. Although the public may have different opinions, the important thing is not to turn someone's personal choice into a reason for ridicule. Amber Rose shows that strength can sometimes begin with the courage to live honestly as oneself. John Stamos was once one of the most beloved male faces on American television, especially after his portrayal of Uncle Jesse in Full House made him a charming icon for an entire generation. But behind his thick hair and youthful appearance, John has openly shared a very personal cosmetic story. He underwent 2 nose surgeries. The first took place when he was young, driven by dissatisfaction with his nose and a desire to have a more balanced appearance in front of the camera. What makes John Stamos's story relatable is that his first surgery did not give him the feeling he had hoped for. John has shared that the result made his nose look too small, leading him to seek another doctor to revise it. That experience shows that cosmetic surgery does not always end with a single decision. Sometimes the desire to improve a small detail can lead to further steps, along with complicated emotions about one's own image. Years later, John Stamos has been able to look back on that experience with more openness and acceptance. What stands out is that he does not try to present himself as someone who was naturally perfect, but instead admits that he once had insecurities and chose to make changes. That honesty makes his journey feel deeply human. From a young man worried about his appearance to a beloved television star, his story reminds us that confidence is sometimes built through the right choices, wrong choices, and the process of learning to accept ourselves. Shayla Hershey became widely known for her unique body transformation journey, most notably her desire to have an extremely large breast size. Her story quickly attracted media attention because it went beyond the usual expectations of cosmetic surgery. For Shayla, changing her appearance appeared to become a long-term goal that took her through multiple procedures and increasingly bold decisions. Her image therefore sparked both curiosity and broader questions about the limits of beauty enhancement. However, behind the attention-grabbing numbers and headlines was a much more complex journey. Shayla faced serious complications related to her breast implants, which required medical treatment and led her through extremely difficult periods. At that point, the story was no longer simply about wanting to stand out or break records. It became a reminder that any major cosmetic procedure can carry risks, especially when the body is pushed beyond the limits it can safely adapt to. Shayla Hershey's story should be viewed with compassion rather than ridicule. Many people may not understand her choices, but behind that unusual appearance is a person with desires, insecurities, and deeply personal decisions. Shayla's journey shows that the desire to change one's body can bring a sense of confidence, but it can also lead to unexpected consequences. The message that remains is not to fear beauty procedures, but to understand limits, listen to medical professionals, and always prioritize health over any standard of appearance. These stories show that cosmetic surgery is not just about changing appearance, but also reflects the pressure, insecurity, desire to control one's image, and sometimes even the journey to regain self-confidence. Each character has a different choice, a different situation, but the common thread is that they all live under the very harsh gaze of the public. Instead of judging, it's worth remembering that behind every changed face, there is a real person with emotions, mistakes, hopes, and personal stories that not everyone understands. If this video makes you think differently about the price of fame and the pressure of appearance, please like to support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to continue following these profound, humane, and rarely fairly viewed behind-the-scenes stories. And please leave a comment below which story impressed you the most, or which character would you like us to explore in the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.